I used to have this crazy boss selling cars in this really small lot. Like we only had like 20 cars or something like that for sale. It was my very first car sales gig. And my boss, the guy that hired me, was like this very charismatic old man. But he was like one of those, like remember that movie Big Fish or something, or Big Story, something like that? He was like the main character there, in that he would tell you like these grandiose, like amazing stories, and you can never really tell like if they were real or not. They always like seem believable, but like just outside like the believableness, you know. You're like you would always be like, I don't know about that one, you know. So one time he was telling a story of how the government knowingly would run these experiments on the public without their consent. I think he said with the atomic bombs or something like that. That they knew that it would cause certain effects on the people. I sometimes wonder if, if I was somehow part of that. It all just seems like so manufactured, orchestrated. I was watching this TV show. It was a cartoon. And in it, it's called Nico and the Sword of Light. I really recommend it, actually. You should watch it. And in there, it was describing like that there's like a certain type of people, like, and they all like the same things, and that each new champion, they would call him, would add something new to like the formula, I guess. Like they were all like this, but the new one would add this, and then the next one would be exactly the same, but just with that one extra thing or something like that. So I've been working on not being so condescending, which I never really thought I was. It seems really weird to me that people would feel that way, but I'm glad that they said something. That way I could look into it I sometimes wonder, like, because it's in that self-awareness and that self-judgment, that it's the way that I used to be able to improve as a person. But it's also the thing that kind of belittled me as a person. So my surroundings was like, I think, what gave me the skewed view. But I think mostly it was my thinking about my surroundings that did the most damage. So when I look back at my life, I can't say like, oh man, look at that one incident, and I was traumatized because of that one incident. I really don't. I either don't remember anything very traumatic, or I'm blocking it out altogether. Because I really don't remember much about my childhood. Just like few things here and there. Some good memories, mostly boring memories or tedious memories, or I guess mostly it was just like the feel of it. Like, it was always panicking. I was always like worried. I was always sad or mad or something like that. But I was always either recapitulating a previous memory, or thinking like, oh, I should have said this, or man, why didn't I say that? Just going over it over and over and over and over. I would just replay it, and I just couldn't stop it. It would just keep going, and I would be like, oh, I'm such a dumbass. 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 Oh, I'm such, like, just forever, and I just couldn't stop. Or I would just like replay, like, if I did something stupid, I would just be like, replay it, and it was just couldn't stop it. But yeah, I really couldn't point to anything that was like super traumatic. More recently, I guess it was just that feeling of being outcast. That was just the hardest to deal with. I would say that's still like the hardest to deal with right now. The whole not being with my daughter, that thing, that hurt a lot. Hurts a lot. As a salesman, selling cars, like, there's a lot of like downtime. There's a lot of downtime. So I'd be at work, but I mean, there's long hours. It's not hard work. It's just a lot of hours. So I'd be at work thinking like, ah man, I should be doing something. Like I should be working out, or I wish I had a job where I could be working with tools, or I wish I would be like building something, constructing something, creating something, like anything, just if I could be working with bricks and just make it a wall, that'd be cool. Or if I could build a bench, that would be cool. Or whatever, anything, like if I could make vases, like if I could be a potter and make vases, or if I could be a welder and just weld something together, manufacture something, fabricate something, that'd be cool. Whatever, just as long as I'm creating something. So like my days felt like very like wasted, like no matter where I was, it was not where I wanted to be. And it was always the same thing. It was always like, tonight when I get home, I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna work out for sure tonight. And I didn't. I would get home, I would be like, man, fuck that, I'm gonna drink. And I would just drink. And then on my days off, I would always get my daughter. Always, always. Every single time. Every single day off that I had, I would go get her. Didn't matter where she was at. I would go get her. If I had to drive 2-3 hours that day, 4 hours, 5 hours, if I had to drive that day, I would do it. I had to get her every single time. Had to. She's always has been my world. I think I truly fell in love with her when she was like 1.5 or 2 years old, something like that. It blew me away how much I loved her. You know how they say that kids are sponges, I would feel bad sometimes when she was around me because when I was around her, it would always just be me and her, because I have no one else. And she always wants to play, and I always feel bad because I don't feel like playing. So I'd always be like, man, I really messed up her life, man. But yeah, so I would just like to get a job. Just be there for her. Because she makes me happy. She makes me very happy. At times I would feel very selfish. I was like, man, does she need me or do I need her? Anyway, I've been working on like not being so condescending to people. It's kind of weird how that works because it almost seems like it's two different people. Like, Because if I think about it logically, I don't feel like I'm better than anybody. This is what I think. Like, I think everybody is better than everybody else at something. And everybody is worse than everybody else at something. So yeah, do I feel that maybe I have more intelligence than some? Yeah. Do I feel like I'm horrible at other things? Yeah. I know I'm not the I know I'm not like a great guitarist. I know that I'm not a great singer. I know that my intellect is like not I'm not the smartest guy out there. I know that. Nor have I ever like tried to make any claims like that. But I guess I just come off that way, like I talk down to people. I didn't think I did, but I don't know. I guess people feel that way. It was like how I was trying to explain to this woman one time who was helping me out. It's like growing up, like my whole life, if I thought about it logically, I would look at like my positive attributes and I would think, oh, okay, I could, I'm pretty good at this, I'm okay at this, I'm not so good at that. I could probably achieve this if I thought about it logically. But like for some reason I could just never like get the ball rolling. And I would always look back and I'd always be like, man, why not? Why can't I just seem to put it together, And what I realized is like at every junction or every pivotal point where I realized something good was about to happen, I would blow it somehow. Like if I had like a sales job or whatever. I had this sales job selling cell phones one time. I was selling like 2 contracts a day, let's say. No problem. Until my boss, well actually the district manager or general manager, whatever, the 2 levels up I guess, comes by and he goes, hey man, if you keep this up, you're gonna be manager by like this month. And I was like, what, really? He's like, yeah, you've been selling like 2 contracts a day. He's like, that's great. I was like, is it? Oh. From that point on, I couldn't sell anything. Didn't sell anything. Completely just bombed. It's like if I secretly desired to just keep myself down, or I just felt like I didn't deserve anything great, It, to this day, I really don't desire anything like I don't desire like a humongous house. I don't want a brand new car. Lately, I've just been like finding peace to like be more satisfactory. It's like that peace of mind is like, maybe because I never had it, That, because I never had it is maybe the reason why I value it more. people who grew up with, peace here and there, sporadically, to them maybe those peaceful moments are like boring. To me, it's like, thank you. It's like, I don't know, it must be like those people who experience pain, like for some reason, like I don't know, they have like issues with their nerves or something. I forget what it's called. But there are some people who just experience pain like all day, every day. And when they get those brief moments of not feeling pain, to them it's like bliss. To them it's like amazing, and it's something that a lot of us take for granted, including myself. But yeah, just when I do find those moments of peace, to me it's significant, yeah. I think that's why I enjoy singing so much. Just in doing so, and I think it's like a stress reliever for me. Pretty much any emotion that I feel like I just let it run its course, because I find it to be like therapeutic. Like if I'm mad, I'm gonna just be mad. If I'm sad, I try to cry as much as I can. Because once I let it out, I feel like I don't have to deal with it, that issue again after that. I noticed that like, if I can just let it out, then I feel like I've dealt with it. That's why I've always tried to just like let myself run whatever course I need to run. I don't know, because I feel like once I get to the source of it, once I get to the root, once I get to the wound, and just kind of put my consciousness on it, or acknowledge it, or accept it, then I can let it go. I could surrender the outcome.